10 days after her husband's absence from home. And not being able to contact him, I started feeling anxious and nervous. Especially since her husband is usually absent for 4 or 5 days on the pretext of traveling for work. But this time, the absence was long, unlike usual. She made a phone call to her husband's cousin to ask about him because he is a friend and relative of her favorite husband. The surprise was his confusing and suspicious response. First he told her he hadn't seen him. Then he told her that her husband had visited him a short time ago. The wife felt suspicious and that something strange and disturbing had happened to her husband. So the wife went to the police and told them about her husband's disappearance and her suspicions by the phone call that took place between her and her husband's relative. The police went to the place where her husband's relative works, and he was a guard of one of the agricultural lands. When he was asked about his relative, the missing husband, the police noticed his hesitation and fear, which aroused their suspicion of him. The police decided to take him to the station for interrogation, and here was the surprise. And if you want to know what happened, follow this episode with us to the end to know the details of the crime story that took place in Syria. The husband was called Hassan. And Hassan, since he was young, had bad manners and reputation. He did not like school and did not like to go to it. He was making trouble with others and hurting them. Days passed and Hassan was getting old and had some friends and they shared bad habits with him. And the dirty work. But it was the active transformation of this small gang as it turned from swindling to robbery. With the passage of time, this gang became more and more dangerous to people, and their danger became severe. And the police were unable or able to arrest them. On the other hand, Hassan's reputation and his dirty deeds are putting pressure on his family. She had a good reputation and Hassan's uncle and his brother entered the room where Hassan was sitting. Good surprise with their presence. And his uncle seemed to talk to him as a last attempt to abandon the path of evil and return to normal life. But Hassan refused as it happened the first time. It was only from his uncle that he became very angry and wrapped a rope that was with him around Hassan's neck. Hassan's brother and cousin fixed it to prevent him from moving. Hassan's uncle was able to end his life and after confirming his death. The three dug a deep hole in the farmland and put the corpse of a sheep in it. And they put dirt on it and in order to camouflage, they planted some herbs over the grave to camouflage. All these details were confessed by Hassan's cousin the moment he was arrested. The police went to the agricultural land and the competent authorities dug the grave and took out the body. Hassan's uncle and brother were arrested and referred to the judiciary.